So I need to get a face and makeup on pretty quickly, knowing also that I will be wearing a mask for a lot of today. So that being said, do me a favor and put a hashtag hello lovely in the comments below. I'd love to see where you're tuning in from, all that kind of stuff, whether you like to use my makeup or not. It's just a nice way to say a little hello. So do me that favor. We're going to be going to the Pequot Museum today to go on a field trip with my 3rd grade son's class. Super excited, perfect this time of year as we go towards Thanksgiving, and I'm pretty pumped about it. So I'm gonna kick things off actually with a little bit of hydrating primer. My skin is starting to get a little drier just because the changing of the seasons, the heat that we have going on in our house and our cars and all that kind of stuff. So it was confirmed that here in Rhode Island on Saturday we had 3 tornadoes. What is going on with this world, right? I talked a couple days ago about how we were actually stuck in our car for a lot of it, how at one point when the sky lit up with lightning, it actually turned green. I have never seen that before in my life. It was crazy, and the National Weather Service did come out and did confirm that indeed there were 3 tornadoes in my tiny state of Rhode Island. So we're all kind of just like shocked a little bit because our state is basically either ocean or forests, so it's interesting to see that something like that would have happened here. I'm just using a little bit of lip exfoliator, one of my favorite things for this time of year. Just give my face as much hydration as possible. But yeah, it was bananas. So yeah, it's gonna be a big old adventure for our family, just kind of going forward knowing that we had tornadoes. All right, so when I do my face primer, I know I need to let it sit on my face to let it do its job. It's going to fill in my pores, my fine lines, really create a nice blank canvas for my foundation, but I need to let it dry. I need to let it set 3 to 5 minutes. So what I like to do is put my face primer on, do my eyes, and then I go back and I finish my face. It just works easy for me. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Skin Perfecting Skin Solutions Concealer. This actually has skincare built inside of it, so it's going to help really with the anti-aging and the puffiness of my eyes. I have a lot of discoloration on my eyelids. I've got veins and freckles and all kinds of stuff there. So I like to personally go on in and kind of cancel some of this out. So yeah, we're going to be going to the museum, and I got to tell you, one of the biggest blessings of this Minute with Mary job, you know, I started it 4 years ago. Just honestly, I started it not even to do it as a job, to do it even as an income source or anything. I did it and I didn't want anyone to know. I was like, I don't want to be one of those girls online doing her makeup online, selling makeup online. I'm not going to be one of those girls, right? Well, here I am. I'm one of those girls, and I got to tell you, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. So I did it honestly for a confidence boost, for a discount on makeup and skincare that was really good. And little by little I started to share it and tell more people about it, and it has become such a great blessing. But one of the things that I love dearly about it is that I am able to work from home and have flexibility. So if I do want to go on a field trip with my son, I'm not missing out. I'm able to make, you know, my full-time income now doing this, which is really cool, and it gives me all the flexibility that I want. So I think it's awesome. All right, so I used concealer. I'm not like brightening, I'm not highlighting, I'm not going out on date night, I'm not going out with girls, I'm going out with 3rd graders to a museum. All right, so I'm not here to highlight, contour, impress, any of those kind of things. I am just here to get the job done. So that being said, I am going to go in with my favorite liquid eyeshadow. This is my one that I recommend everyone have in their beauty bag. It's the shade Reverent. It's a champagne shimmer kind of shade. Super easy. I just apply it right there on my lower lid. I can get all sorts of messy, and you can do this without concealer, right? If your eyelids don't have loads of discoloration, you don't have to do the concealer. You can also use an eye primer if you'd like, but as I said, for me, my discoloration on my eyelids is so strong that it almost messes up the eyeshadow shades. So if anyone is here, can you do a little hashtag hello lovely? I want to make sure that the comments are working. As I see you're watching, it says 10 people are watching, but I can't see who it is. So just smear this on. And this, I wanted to kind of share with you guys, you know, because a lot of you were like, Mary, you do your lives and, you know, you spend an hour talking and sharing, and I don't have an hour each morning. Trust me, I don't have an hour each morning either. So I figured I would just come on and share with you like my quick get ready process. It is going to be videotape longer than it normally would be, as I don't talk through the process. I'm normally, you know, doing it and just go nice and quick. All right, so it's just that simple little eyeshadow. I think I am going to add a smidge of definition with a bit darker of a color. This is the shade Overt, and I'm just going to go right there in that triangle area of my eye, that outer V. Take my fluffy crease brush and just smear it around. Hi, Veronica. Thank you so much. So this right here is a great way that you can do a great technique if you have pressed eyeshadows or liquid eyeshadows. You just kind of put a little bit of that darker shade in that outer V area of your eye and blend it out a little bit. So the lighter color on that inner eye, and then the darker color can also go like right here underneath that brow bone. And you just blend, blend, blend. And then I am going to take a fluffy brush, or you can use your fingers. The fluffier the brush, the more diffused and blended out it'll go. So I put a little too much product there, and because I want to kind of diffuse that and blend it out a little bit more, I just went for a clean, fluffy brush, and you're going to see it's almost like a magic eraser, but in a diffusing kind of way. There we go. Circular motions right there in the outer V area to keep it saturated. Let's go darken it up on the other eye. So you can either do one shadow or two shadows. I'm making a much smaller V this time, using a lot less product. Once again, that's the matte liquid shadow shade in Overt. Beautiful kind of nutty brown. Great for either an all over lid shade or like what I'm doing right here, kind of in this outer V. So I just love this technique. I think that it really enhances your eyes, makes your eyes look bigger, stand out a little bit without necessarily having to look too glam. And you just take this brush and go back and forth. These liquid shadows dry super quickly, which is why I'm doing them one eye at a time. It's fantastic though, because they stay all day. They don't crease up. They don't do anything like that. It's awesome. I'll go with that clean blending brush just so that there are no harsh edges, and we're going to be in really good shape time-wise. And by now, my primer has had some time to set, which is what I was looking for. I am going to go in with a little bit of eyeliner. I'm going to go in with my Dip and Draw eyeliner in the shade Perfect. It is a black. You do not need to use eyeliner. I like it because I think it enhances my eyes, makes my eyes look a little bit bigger. So yeah, we're going to be going on this field trip, and I'm super excited because prior to having my daughter and prior to being on television, I actually was a teacher myself. That is what my degree is in. That is what I am certified to do, is teach. I'm a certified music teacher, and I miss hanging out with kids that aren't my own. I love my kids, I really, really do, but there is something just so fun when you get to be with the whole classroom and see the dynamic. My parents were never able to be, you know, with me on a field trip just because of work and everything, or having to be home with my sister. So I have a sister and a brother, and my older sister is severely handicapped. So, you know, so my mom, even though she was home, she had to take care of them, either when my brother wasn't in school, but always my sister. And then when my sister ended up going into a group home, by then I was too old. By then I was in 7th grade, and I was like, I don't want you coming on my field trips, Mom. That's not cool. So as long as I can, I'm going on my kids' field trips. All right, so that's liquid eyeliner. It does take a second to dry, and because I do have hooded eyelids, I don't want to open my eyes too quickly and stamp it on my upper lid. So if you have hooded eyelids like me, just give yourself a little second to let that dry. As that happens, I'm going to shake up my Serum Foundation. I'm going to apply it to my face. Good morning, Brittany. How are you? So good to see you here. So the great thing with this liquid serum foundation is there is skincare built inside of it. It is fantastic for all skin types. I'm just going to pour a couple of little drops on the back of my hand. You can apply it right to your brush. Honestly, you can even apply it straight to your face. You can use a kabuki brush. You can use a blending bud. All sorts of different tools get the job done. So for me, I'm trying to tone down a bit of my redness. I'm pretty red this morning. It's just because of my Celtic heritage, it happens. But this has lots of great anti-aging properties to it. So as we get older, we kind of lose some of the, for the lack of a better word, ingredients in our skin that give us that plumpness. That's why we look like we have creepier skin. It just shows signs of aging. But with certain products, certain skincare products, or certain skincare infused products like what I'm wearing right now, it can add it back. So this foundation right here will help with the appearance of anti-aging. So not only is it going to, my kids are calling for my cat, not only is it going to help tone down that redness, but it's also going to help my skin look even more youthful. Now you can see kind of that dewiness shining through. I have that because of my Hydrating Primer plus the skincare that I'm using. If I chose to wear a different primer underneath, some of the finish might be a little different. It might look a little bit more matte. So I'm actually really liking this coverage. I'm just going to go in for a couple of areas where I have a few age spots that are a little bit more prominent, but honestly that was just a couple of drops, and for the most part I would be done. This is buildable coverage, meaning that you add a couple more drops if you need to, or you add a couple less if you don't need as much coverage. The world is your oyster when it comes to this. So right here are my more stubborn age spots. They like to blend in with my freckles, so I kind of can't complain. What was your favorite field trip going up? I'm pretty pumped because this is actually going to be my son's first field trip. He didn't go on a field trip in kindergarten, and then in first grade they were supposed to, but that's of course when the Patricia, Panorama, the Rona, when it all hit, so he didn't get to go on anything then. And then last year, obviously, they didn't do anything. So this is going to be his first field trip, and I'm so excited I get to go. All right, so foundation is on. Foundation is set. Things look good to go. I am going to brighten just a smidge underneath my eye with concealer, and then do a little bit of a lift. This is like the 2021 kind of way of doing concealer. Gone are the days when you slab on a whole huge triangle like we used to. This right now is the more in-trend way. It's about highlighting and just covering right where the discoloration is. We're really kind of bringing that light here and then lifting. It's going to help lift your cheekbones, give you a little facelift, which is pretty cool. I like to take whatever is left and bring it actually underneath my cheekbone. That helps make your cheekbone look more pronounced. So if you're someone who likes the look of when people contour, if you like the look when people's cheekbones are a bit more distinct and it gives that slimmer, lifted face, but you're not necessarily ready to make the plunge with getting a darker shade to do the contouring, you can take a lighter shade or even with the remnants of your concealer and put it underneath your cheekbone and just blend it slightly. That is like reverse contouring. Little trick there for you. Your favorite was the Philly Museum of Art. Oh my gosh, that sounds lovely. Lovely, Brittany. All right, I'm going to go in with a little bit of translucent setting powder to set underneath my eyes. And then I'm actually going to use a little bit of pressed powder to set the rest of my face. I love to use a little bit of my pressed powder for setting my liquid or cream foundation. It just amps up the coverage just a little bit, and I really find that it's long lasting. So if you are someone who, you know, does need to wear a mask at work, you have long days at work, anything like that, I will tell you, having the pressed powder in your shade makes a huge difference when you put it on top of either BB cream or liquid foundation or stick foundation. This will kind of tone down a little bit of the dewiness, but I really do. I love it. It just makes it such a nice, long-lasting coverage. So I'm trying to think what was my favorite. I mean, I was pretty fortunate that we got to go to New York frequently. Being a musician, we often did like Broadway trips, and the fact that I live in Rhode Island is so convenient. We're 1 hour from Boston, so we would often go to like the Boston Museum of Science or anything like that, but also we're just 3.5 hours from New York City, so we could go and see a Broadway show and come back within the same day. So I'd have to say Les Mis on Broadway was probably my most impressive field trip that I went on. I am going to warm things up a smidge with bronzer. Since I'm not wearing hardcore full coverage, I don't feel a need to contour, but I am going to warm things up just a little bit. Just using the shade Sunset. It has a little bit of a luminescence to it, which is quite nice. I know not everybody likes that. Catches the light, makes you look a little bit more youthful. But I like it. Then I go around my hairline. So I almost do it like in a 3 or an E, just to add that warmth to my face. Some people choose blush, some people choose bronzer. I do both. I do both. I think I'm like Bob Ross and my face is my canvas. Happy little trees. If I was running out the door, I honestly might be done just with this bronzer. But I planned well. I planned well. All right. Do you do blush or bronzer or both? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to do a little bit of both, as I said. Going in now with Sisterly. This is the perfect flush shade. Has a little bit of that luminescence to it once again. So just catches the light. I'm going in that high point of my cheekbone. And I go heavy-handed personally with my blush, and then I blend it out. Blush is a very personal thing. People either love it, they hate it. There's barely any in between. I am a blush lover. I go super heavy-handed, and then I blend. That's just how I roll. It's just how I roll. Take a big old clean brush. Just like how I went a little heavy-handed with that darker eyeshadow shade in the beginning of this video, and then I took a clean blending brush. I do the same with my face blush. But I just find I like to get rid of any of those harsh lines. There we go. Whew. We're rocking and rolling, my friends, and I'm making a racket over here, aren't I? So sorry. Now I'm going to take that same Touch Behold setting powder that I used to set under my eyes, and I'm actually going to set my entire face. This is going to help my face be mask proof, really create a nice barrier. It's also going to mattify my face a smidge. So I'm really, really pumped. I've never, like, my son hasn't been on a bus since, you know, 2 years ago. It's just going to be a whole new world. What is a little crazy, what I'm a little nervous about, is they said that kids could bring, you know, video games and electronics on the bus, and we don't have any, aside from like my big old iPad or my phone. And I'm afraid he's going to ask me on the bus to play with my phone. But I'm like, shouldn't kids be using bus time to actually socialize and have fun and draw and things like that? So I might suggest that he brings his drawing pad. My son, in case you don't know, is an excellent artist. I don't say that lightly. I mean, he draws better than me. It's not like he's just like good for his age. He is very, very good. I don't know. He got Blake's talent, because I am not a visual artist. Musician, yes. Visual artist, no. All right, I'm gonna go in and curl these little itty bitty lashes for a hot second, and then take them up a notch with some Lash Primer. So my Lash Primer is what's going to help give like kind of a deep conditioning treatment to my lashes all day. It comes in this white tube. I will tell you, I do always have this in my holiday sales, so if this is a product that you've been interested in trying out, just keep your eyes on it. Make sure that you're in my VIP group, and best of all, make sure you're on my complimentary text list so you don't miss out on any of the sales. In case you're hoping to do some shopping for yourself or for a loved one, you just text the phone number. If you're in the US, text the phone number 81010, and then in the message field, do the @ symbol, and then Mary's VIPs. All one word, all connected, at Mary's VIPs. I'm gonna actually take some waterproof Epic mascara. I don't wear this too frequently, but as I said, going on a field trip with 3rd graders, gonna be on a bus. It might be sweaty and stinky, I don't know. And I will be wearing a mask all day. So for me, I get a little sweaty when I wear a mask, and just my body's natural tendency with allergies and everything else I got going on, I don't want to necessarily worry about any mess happening on my eyes. So to be safe, I'm going to take some waterproof. Now, cool thing with waterproof is you could actually put it on top of your favorite mascara. So if you really love the results from, say, the Twisted mascara or the 40, you can actually just do a little light coat of mascara on top, and that will help make it waterproof. See that difference? Isn't it so pretty? Just like nice and light and pretty. So just gonna take it again. When you're doing your lashes, you want to get right to the base of your lashes and kind of wiggle. That's going to help really coat the base of them, making them look super full. It also helps curl them. So if you don't have a lash curler, don't worry, they're not necessary. I just went a little extra today. Get right to the base, wiggle and twist. I do the front and back of my lashes, especially when I wear my lash primer, because that lash primer is white, so I want to make sure it's all covered up. And cover that up. If you want to have a really cute kind of feminine flirty look to your eyes, not like I'm trying to be flirty, I'm going out with third graders, just really accentuate that outer third of your lashes. And then I'm going to go and just put a little bit of this waterproof mascara down below on the tips of my lashes. If you want your eyes to look a little bit bigger, don't go all the way to the root with your lower lashes. Do more the middle to end of those lashes, and it's going to help your eye look a little bigger, which I need because I'm exhausted. I don't know why, but I woke up today at like 5 in the morning and I just couldn't fall back asleep. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. And I tried all my little tips. I tried to meditate, tried to, you know, just reason with myself like, Mary, you need this sleep. Come on, girl. Didn't work. My mind was buzzing with excitement. All right, so in regards to my lips, I'm wearing a mask once again, so I'm not necessarily gonna worry about wearing like a creamy lipstick or lip gloss, but I am gonna go in with a little bit of lip liner. My lip liner is super duper long wearing and it doesn't really budge, which is awesome. That's what I'm looking for. And I have found that actually one of my lipsticks, I can actually wear one of my lipsticks under my mask, so I am gonna do that as long as I have it in my drawer. My lipstick in Easy Street, I don't know what it is. I do have it. I don't know what it is, but this is the magic one. I'm telling you, it is magic. So if you have fairer skin like myself and you want a lipstick that you can wear that won't make a mess on your mask and it lasts all day, this is the one. I also find that my lip liners don't budge either. So I'm just going to take a little bit. This is the one called Patience. It's just a nice little nude. Gonna line the lips, and I honestly won't need to touch this up all day. Plus I'll have a mask on for a lot of it. I don't know if they're gonna require masks in the museum. I assume they will. Like, I don't know if there's outdoor portions of it. That's generally how things are in Rhode Island and Connecticut, that if it's an indoor venue, they're masked. If it's outdoors, they're fine. Especially because, you know, so many kids are still not vaccinated. So we'll see if things change in the new year, or who knows what. Not trying to get into that conversation, by the way. Sorry if I just opened a can of worms, but nonetheless, I know for me, I'm most likely going to have a mask on. So that's why I wanted to put something on. So what I have found is glossy, shiny lips transfer. Make a mess on your mask, make a mess on your coffee cup. The more matte it is, the more likely it's not going to come off on your coffee cup, mask, things like that. And this shade in particular, Easy Street, it's been my magical one. So I am going to bring it with me just in case I do need to reapply. The way that I have found it works is I let it stay on my lips for a little bit and then I blot it with a tissue, maybe in a couple of minutes, and anything that would have transferred off comes off in the tissue, and after that it's pretty much set. Right, I hope that you have a great day. I'm gonna head on over and get things ready for this field trip. I'm so excited. My first field trip as a mom. This is so exciting. Our first field trip with this school, our first field trip since the panorama began, all those kind of things. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you liked this makeup look. I hope that you can see that it's attainable. It's nothing too crazy. If I wasn't yammering the whole time, I probably would have done this in 12 minutes, you know, from the beginning to the end. I used my liquid eyeshadows in the shade Reverent, which is this kind of champagne shimmer on the inner portion of the eye, and then Overt, which is this kind of nutty shade. I used that to kind of deepen and darken things up. I used my liquid eyeshadow in the shade Perfect, which is on sale this week. I've got a cute little stackable, giftable eyeshadow set. I don't have it because it's limited edition, but it essentially looks like this, and you twist it and 3 eyeshadows come out, but it also comes with an eyeliner and an eyeshadow brush. I used my new Serum Plus foundation on my face with Hydrating Primer to really give this nice youthful glow. Kids are starting to play with the Roomba. Used a little bronzer, little blush, set my face with my Behold setting powder. It's going to be a game changer to really help make sure that my makeup stays on all day. And last but not least, I used the lip liner in the shade Patience and Easy Straight on my lips. Threw on some waterproof mascara with some lash primer. We're good to go, my friends. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much, Brittany, for the well wishes on the field trip, and I hope you all have a lovely Tuesday.